Think about your morning routine. You probably woke up to those same obnoxious buzzing and chirping sounds that are designed to calmly wake you up. From that moment on, a million different thoughts are rushing through your mind, spanning from what you should wear or eat, all the way to planning your day ahead. But did you stop to think to yourselves, did I remember to say, I love you, to my reflection? Did I remember to assure myself that no matter what, today would be a great day? Now, many would argue that talking to yourself, let alone talking to your own reflection, is something only crazy people do. But stop and ask yourselves these simple questions now. Do I love myself for who I really am, including my imperfections? Did I wake up with a positive mindset and the determination to make it through the day? Sadly, I would guess this is the first time many of you are asking yourselves these questions. And what is even more upsetting is the fact that you have probably grown up believing that it's normal to wake up in an unpleasant mood. Of course, there are days where giving up seems like the best option, but going to bed knowing that you have conquered life's toughest challenges is the most rewarding feeling in the world. Especially when you acknowledge this happiness, you relieve your mind and body of all the things that made your day feel overwhelmed by negativity. But what if you could feel this way every day? What if you could always see the positive outcomes, even after battling life's hardships? Sadly, there's no self-help book, medications, or Spark Notes readily available to make you a better person in just a short amount of days. The reality of it all is this. Happiness is a way of life that takes time and effort, and it all begins with you. It's important to note that, with everything else in life, starting with the smaller details first allows you to create a greater final product. For me, I started with the easiest and most contagious way to spread joy: smiling. It may sound kind of silly, but starting off your morning with this simple gesture can boost your mood almost instantly. And no, I'm not talking about a small grin that you fake in pictures. I mean an honest and genuine smile that could light up a room. You know, the one that radiates from your face when you get the last shirt in your size at the store, or when you receive a gift that's perfectly wrapped up with a bow on top, or when you drop your phone screen down and it miraculously doesn't shatter. Oh, and did you also know that smiling is a universal language tool? Think about it. Don't we all smile in the same language? To help you understand this better, imagine that you're on a vacation in Spain, except there's no translator with you, nothing around you is translated, and the extent of your Spanish-speaking knowledge is your Taco Bell order. So, what do? You hesitantly approach the first person that you see to ask for help or directions, something. And with just your luck, they are willing to help you in the easiest way possible. You probably didn't understand everything that they said, but when they were finished, did you smile and say thank you, or muchos Garcia? They surely didn't understand your butchered Spanish either, but from your smile, they knew that you were grateful and appreciative of their help. Therefore, not does smiling just omit all around positive feelings, but it can speak a million different languages all at once. Another idea is one that we hear from preachers and motivational speakers alike. Stop allowing negative energies to be a part of your life. We don't realize it, but sometimes we open ourselves up like a book and are defenseless against the cruelties of the world. What we also don't realize is that these energies come in multiple different forms, with the worst one being our conscience. In a perfect world, we all imagine our consciences to be like Jiminy Cricket from Pinocchio, a happy little man who always watches out for us to make the best decisions. But sometimes this little man is overcasted by the giant magazine titles that grab our attention, such as, "How to Shred 20 Pounds in 1 Week," or "This pill could end your weight loss struggle." And let's not forget to mention that these magazines are covered with beautiful models who all have a perfect muscle tone, a glowing tan, and are standing next to a 300-pound photo of themselves from 2 years ago. Now, obviously, I'm not shaming anyone who has ever benefited from these programs, but what they don't tell you is that your body is wonderful the way that it is. Just because that model wears a small and you struggle to fit into a medium does not mean that you have to lose weight in order to feel beautiful in your own skin. Your body is a masterpiece of its own. Appreciate your stretch marks and your curves. Oppose the idea that your weight defines the content of your character. And most of all, never let anyone destroy the love you have for yourself. The last topic I would like to discuss with you all this evening is the most challenging. Not because it requires a lot of work, but because it is what someone needs to do the most in order to live a happy lifestyle. Be the light in a world surrounded by darkness. Depression, according to the National Health Organization, is responsible for affecting 350 million people a year. And of these 350 million, 1 million will successfully commit suicide. These numbers may seem small next to the current and growing world population of around 7 billion, but these small numbers are only going to increase if we don't do anything about it. Look around at the people sitting in this room. Go ahead. Look around for a few seconds. Some of these people you might know, like family or friends, even coworkers. But others are complete strangers. And unless you live with these new or unfamiliar faces, you have no idea what is going on in their life right now. Even I couldn't tell you. That man sitting next to you might feel self-conscious about the way his suit fits him. Compliment him. He will remember what you said every time he wears that outfit, and he will never question the way that he looks again. The woman sitting behind you, she might feel anxious because she doesn't know anybody here. Introduce yourself. She could be the next Bill Gates or Steve Jobs in need of a secretary with great social skills. Let's think broader for a moment. That person that you just passed holding a sign asking for money could be contemplating jumping off a bridge tomorrow to end their suffering. Donate to them. You could save a life with a single penny. These things seem so simple, right? But how many of you will be courageous and brave enough to break the barriers of your own shyness in order to do something kind for someone? Sadly, this is another statistic that I believe would come out to low numbers. But why exactly? The world has created a bubble of darkness around every single one of us that makes us believe that our small acts of charity make no effect on a person's life. But believe me when I say that they do. Not only are you positively impacting someone's life, but you are spreading your light to the world that everyone deserves to see. And although your light alone cannot defeat the forces of depression, you are making the world a happier and more compassionate place, one person at a time. Before I allow the next speaker to come on stage, I would like to give you all some insight as to why I decided to speak about a topic that we hear about so often, yet never really talk about. I am blessed to say that I have received one of the greatest honors in the world, being told that I am perfect. My family, my life, my friends, everything about me is perfect. But to those who envy me, I ask you to take a step back and look at who I really am. On the outside, I'm just a normal teenager with hopes and dreams and the aspirations to one day be successful. But on the inside, I am fighting my own battles. I was born with selective mutism, a childhood anxiety disorder that causes my inability to speak in select social settings, such as this, and it causes me to be filled with timidness and shyness. This disease left me alone and friendless for a majority of my life leading up until about middle school. And I have been told by multiple doctors and specialists that this disease could trigger by the time I leave for college. But I do not let this small possibility rule my life. I do not wallow in my fear. I grow from it. And in growing, I have learned to live my life to the fullest. I know how it feels to be the weird kid of the class. I know how it feels to be the extra large, standing in a line of smalls. I know how it feels to some days wake up and regret ever seeing the light of day. I know how it feels to be like all of you, sitting and listening to someone talk about how to make my life better, but losing hope that I could ever one day reach eternal happiness. So to those who believe I was born without flaws, I am not perfect. I am enough. And to those who wish to embark upon the same journey that I did, I will tell you right now that it will not be easy. You will meet challenges along the road that will try to hold you back. You will struggle and you will fall, and sometimes you may fall harder than you expect. But in the end, you will get up and you will grow, and your light will grow brighter and brighter with each seizing moment. Finally, I leave you all with a quote from one of my favorite Broadway actresses that serves as a reminder that no matter how dark or depressing or difficult life may seem, you should always be aware of the fact that you are enough. You are so enough. It's unbelievable how enough you are. Thank you.